Fasten your seatbelt.
Yo, dog, we heard you like to while you, so we put some inside your so that you can while you're booming, dog. Boom.
What?
Yeah, I said boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
DogsDie, Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel
DogsDie, Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
Welcome to episode 7 of Boom. I'm your host, DogsDie Hot Cars. We have, we're going to get to these topics that have been on the agenda for about a month now, but we're going to do it. We're going to have a 7-minute introduction, and then 2 awesome topics that you've been dying to hear about for about a month. So let's throw it around the horn, as they say in baseball. Do they say that? I don't know.
Yeah. That's what they say.
It's true.
And there's a horn?
There's a horn. It's throwing it around the infield after an out.
What is this, Hunger Games? What is this, the arena?
It's the
Copernicus.
It's the Golden Copernica, yeah. You don't want to go after it. You want to run directly to the center field wall.
Sawyer!
Get away from...
That's right.
Oh, I forgot that your dog...
Dave, leave that in.
I forgot that your dog is named after a hunk from Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, and I regret that so much. It's like the Mass Effect fanboy who named their dog Shepard and is now all upset about the ending. So
it's like a tattoo, but that only lasts for a maximum of 16 years.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Anyway, Smelly Pirate out there in Georgia. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, it's Smelly. I'm here in Georgia along with almost every other blood relative of mine. It's been a spring break week, and everybody from my family, with the exception of one DogsDie, has come home to roost.
And did your dad say, "Good news, everyone! DogsDie's not coming"?
Yeah, that's right. Our family's slightly less ugly this trip.
Sorry, I just had to channel the professor there for a second from Futurama.
No, I gotta say, it is sad. It is sad to have a family reunion without the double D's here. It's a little bit
Stop talking about my wife.
I was trying to think of some analogies. Shut up. And that didn't involve your wife's breasts. It's like the Beatles without Yoko Ono. There's just something missing.
Without Pete Best.
Without Pete Best, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't say I'd rather be Pete Best than Ringo, to be honest.
DogsDie is the Stuart Sutcliffe of our family. No, it is sad, and he called today and told us some trivial nonsense about his wife having or not having a baby. I can't remember what it was, but it's sad to not have him here.
Well, respect.
Yeah.
So it's Yoshifett out there in California.
I would like to call for a Boom prayer circle.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm holding hands.
This is a first. But
do we link pinkies?
Our friend Fred on Twitter, better known as Mahagana714. I believe you guys are familiar with him.
I love Mahana.
He says it's a made-up word, so we can pronounce it however we want. That's what he told me anyways.
Sweet. All right, then I'm going to pronounce it fruitcake. Go ahead.
All right. So, about Portal. He mentioned that he was going to play through Portal again.
Good for him.
Because he did not like it the first time.
What? Bad for him.
No.
And when pressed on it by myself and Mr. NM Rain, who's also frequently mentioned on this show, he said it's not my kind of humor. And so I told him that we would pray for his sense of humor on the show tonight. And he said thank you because he's sure that Mormon prayers give bonus points.
That's good.
I don't know how my atheist prayers are going to counteract that, but...
Well, Yoshi, could you offer a Mormon prayer, a Mormon-style prayer right now on the show?
Isn't this going to be like massively blasphemous and awful for me in my future?
Well, it doesn't matter because hell doesn't exist and neither does heaven. Right.
Well, I guess, but it seems like it could offend like you guys or everybody.
No, I'm going to take my earphones off. So I'll give you 30 seconds. Go ahead and say a prayer. Damn yourself.
All right.
And then I'll come back.
Ready.
Okay. All right. Now it starts with
Dear Heavenly Father. No, I know. I've been. Wait, no, how does it end? I don't remember how I'm supposed to end it.
In the name of someone very important that died for your sins, amen.
Joseph Smith?
And that's that. End of topic.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we beseech you, my Lord and Savior, to fix whatever's wrong with NM Rain's brain that makes him not laugh at Portal. This is grievously devastating to his soul. In the name of Jesus, amen.
That was really uncomfortable.
That's difficult.
Yeah, that was hard.
Wait, but hold on a second. That's exactly what I said before I did it. And you guys were like, no, go ahead, do it.
Yoshi, what? I can't believe you just did that.
No possible way for you to get mad at me after clearing me for that.
Okay, I'm DogsDie. I'm the third host.
I hate you guys so bad.
That was probably the most uncomfortable moment since you said penis on the show.
Really? Did that bother you guys that much? Like,
no,
what, penis or the prayer?
It didn't bother me at all. I should just say that was probably the most perfect embodiment of something that you threatened or promised to do in high school, which was to give me a ride to hell. And then that's what just happened.
I thought that was Matt Lydon who did that.
Oh, was it?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was Meatloaf.
It probably was a Meatloaf song.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, so I'm DogsDie, and I have two things that I'd like to say to you guys. One, and we don't need to elaborate, but I'm really excited about SimCity 5. That's all. It's not coming for another year, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Wow.
I like city building games. Yeah.
That was really uncomfortable. That was more uncomfortable than my prayer.
That was pretty terrible. The other is I'd like to read the beginning of an article that was just released today, actually, on allthingsd.com. It was also on a couple of other gaming sites.
BigRedBarel?
Here it is. No, we don't post articles on that site. So here's what it said. It said, the title of the article is Zynga's Draw Something, Slingshots Past Angry Birds in App Store. So this is a follow-up and an FU to you guys.
Well, especially to me.
Yeah, especially you. It says, OMG's Draw Something is once again the top-selling iPhone application after being knocked off just 2 weeks ago by the launch of Angry Birds Space. The top ranking will go a long way to inquieting the critics who believe Zynga was foolish to acquire OMG Pop for $180 million on the day of Rovio's big launch. In addition to climbing its way back to the top, Zynga also disclosed that the game has now been downloaded more than 50 million times in 50 days, making it the fastest growing mobile game ever.
That's just the faster that it's going to burn out.
And that and more on this episode of Brown Show.
7 minutes reached.
See, I didn't give you an opportunity to... All right, we got to learn some stuff. We're going to throw a curveball to you, and not the kind that hangs in the top of the strike zone, but it's a good one. This is a Clayton Kershaw. Yeah. This is a break. Yeah,
12-6.
It's a 12-6 curveball. Yoshi is going to do our thug speak, which means Smelly is going to start with our word of the week.
I don't understand. Am I catching or throwing?
You're always catching, baby.
Well, yes, my word of the week this week, children, is a word that lives near and dear to something. Here's the word. The word is tardigrade.
Okay.
Ooh.
Tardigrade. And the hint that I'll give you is that it has ties to the animal kingdom.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Is it how retarded an animal acts? Is that like a rating? Is it like a 1 to 10 scale?
The tardigrade? Tardigrade?
It's a tardigrade. Oh, man, look how stupid that ape is. He's like a 9 on the tardigrade scale.
Oh, man.
Is that right?
Yeah, like, did you just read Plugel's pun he put on Twitter? He, like, broke the tardigrade scale. Like that.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
I like Plugel's puns, by the way. He makes me smile with those.
Oh, yeah. That's probably his greatest asset, is his pun skills. I mean,
nice.
Maybe he's got other things we don't know about, but as far as his contributions to internet laughter, I think puns are number one.
Yeah, but probably his barn raising and butter churning skills.
Oh, right, because he's Amish. I forgot about that. All right.
Yeah, right.
Nice. All right, so there we go, tardigrade. And Yoshifett with the thug speak, please.
It's not. It's a. Oh boy, I can't remember what this kind of word is. It's where you have initials for something, and it means words. Dang it. Acronym. Wow. Okay, so
only reason why
I'm
I was able
fired.
to teach you that is because
it's not
we have a
teaching.
game.
It's just reminding me of a word I already know.
No, you've never learned that one before.
Yeah, I should be fired immediately from my job for not remembering acronym. But anyways, the acronym is YOLO. And
YOLO.
In YOLO is basically carpe diem because it means you only live once. And it's the motto, y'all. That's what my students tell me. I don't know what that means.
I thought it was the next clothing line from the makers of FUBU.
Yeah, they went to YOLO after that. But here's the thing about YOLO. This is how you use YOLO. I probably shouldn't have 6 shots of tequila and then drive my car 30 miles. But YOLO, dog! Or I probably
exactly
shouldn't.
how they use
I
it.
probably shouldn't have unprotected underage sex right now. But YOLO.
I probably shouldn't get this girl pregnant and then not father our child when it's born. But YOLO.
But YOLO, you only live once. So basically,
Right?
it's like it's a term that I guess high school students are using. I hear it all over the place. So
It's a thug speak that's only ever been used on Glee. Is that what you mean? Is that what you're saying?
Was it used on Glee?
I don't know. It sounds like it. But YOLO, dog.
They did a YOLO chorus mashed up with a Bon Jovi song. I'm pretty sure.
It's awful though, but it is like there's this like thug edge to it, at least in my school. But maybe my school is just really lame. But yeah, so YOLO.
That's great.
That's the motto. So it's basically just to
Yeah.
justify any awful behavior. Just said YOLO. Well, that's why I did that. You know,
I just can't stop thinking about the Lonely Island song "No Homo" when you say that.
no YOLO.
It's like the anti-YOLO song. That'd be like a Mormon parody of that song.
Led by me,
Yeah.
so we could all go to hell together.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't typically offer blasphemous prayers on podcasts, but YOLO, brethren.
But when I do, YOLO.
When I do, it is Dos Equis. So the MMO speak of the week this week is gank. Gank.
Which is also thug speak.
Correct.
A little bit. So what does gank mean to you then?
To steal.
Yes, to take.
Okay.
To take without
it's
asking.
different. It's different in the MMO world. Gank is what is the word
Acronym.
What is the type of word that that means that you're doing something?
A verb?
A verb, right. A verb. Now, to be ganked it's a term referring to one player being overwhelmed and killed by a large group, or not necessarily a group, but typically it's the connotation that the other team had an unfair advantage. So a very high-level person killing a very low-level person, I got ganked.
So that's a later iteration of thug speak.
So if you say that team ganked us, is that the proper way to use it?
So it would be like if the Lakers were playing against the Wizards. That's an unfair advantage. They got ganked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Dre's got a song called "You Got Ganked," and it means that. It doesn't mean you got stolen.
Is it a
there you go.
parody of like Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks or something?
You got ganked.
You got
I'll have what she's having. Oh, that's the wrong movie.
YOLO. All right.
No YOLO. All right, so those are our things that we want you to think about. And now we have topics of which we want to speak. And the first one we're going to get to is the one that I honestly cannot stand the fact that people are still talking about this, the Mass Effect 3 ending. Now, one of the three of us has actually played through that entire game. Two of us have not.
Yoshifett.
So I'm going to turn that over to Smelly Pirate. You want to talk about the ending to Mass Effect 3?
Unbelievable. Yes. There are a lot of things to say about the ending.
It's there. For example,
it's the end.
It's totally there. It's
the end of the game as we know it.
Yep.
Well, Yoshi, this is your topic. I'd love for you to, without spoilers, give us your take.
Well, yeah, I was trying to do this yesterday actually when I was online playing some multiplayer. Which, by the way, just quick diversion. Everybody who listens to our show, which I don't know how many people that is, but 10, 15
17.
people. 17 people. they all know that I was against the multiplayer just on, kind of general basis of Mass Effect games don't need multiplayer. It seems tacked on. It seems like a way to try to get more people. No, it's really, really fun. It's really amazingly good. BioWare did an awesome job with the multiplayer, which leads me to my first point about the ending. I've heard a lot of people say that the ending is so bad that it makes it so the game is not worth the money that you paid for it. That's insane on a variety of levels, but the multiplayer aspect makes it even more insane because the multiplayer is probably almost worth the full price of the game to begin with. And then you get,
that's all I'm playing.
40. Yeah, right. You get 40 hours or so of the single player mission, and it's amazingly diverse and complex, and great scenes here and there, and overwhelmingly well done. Right. All right. So the ending. The thing about the ending is that it's obviously left up to interpretation. There are things that people have pointed out as quote unquote plot holes or whatever, but the only thing that I really want to say about the ending is that it is okay. I'm just telling everyone this. It's okay to feel confused at the end of a series of anything. It's okay to feel confused at the end of a game, or the end of a book, or the end of anything, a movie, whatever. And it's all right if it's not clearly spelled out what happens after the fact. I've heard a lot of complaints about the idea that, I put so much of time and my soul into this game, and I love Mass Effect. So you guys know that if anyone would commiserate with that point of view, it would be me, because
I've commiserate all over it.
I've probably put more time into Mass Effect 1 and 2 than most people, than the large majority of people who play Mass Effect. Yet at the same time, I felt like the whole point of the Mass Effect series throughout was you make these choices and they affect the game as it goes along. It's essentially a version of choose your own adventure, right? I'm either going to save the Rachni or kill the Rachni, for example, in the first game. And people are complaining that at the end you don't see enough of what happens after that. But for me, the point is you're making the decisions as the game goes along, and that shapes the game as it is. It doesn't need to massively shape the ending in the way that people think it does, at least from my standpoint, my vantage point. So I think the whole thing has been blown out of proportion, just from the standpoint of, artistically speaking, is this ending so bad that it needs to be recalled or whatever? No. The other aspect, and this is where you guys can obviously jump in more, is that I just think it's a bad idea, a bad precedent to set with art, especially, a game like Mass Effect, which has approached the level of art probably almost as good or better than any other game in terms of storytelling, to have the fans dictate the outcome. To have the fans, after the fact, not by choices they made during the game or anything else like that, but by putting pressure on the artists to change what they originally did so it better suits their desires, is an awful precedent to start. And if people want to talk about how watered down pop culture art has become because, people are just trying to, sell more copies of this or that, this line of thinking, I didn't get the ending I want, I'm starting a petition, I'm filing a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, is the exact line of thinking that will lead to no interesting art at all. Nothing created by the artists that can be hated or loved. You can hate Mass Effect 3's ending, and I totally respect that. What I don't respect is people who hate Mass Effect 3 ending so much that they want BioWare. They feel BioWare owes them a new ending. That is beyond insane, and I would say that that is very indicative of our culture right now, and that we feel we deserve something. They put out the piece of art. We all chose to buy it. At that point, it's over. You've chosen to buy the game, and unless it does something drastically different than what you thought it was going to do in terms of advertising, then you don't have a leg to stand on. If Mass Effect 3 was populated with ponies brushing each other's hair, you might have a case. But Mass Effect 3 is essentially what it was supposed to be. It just didn't have the ending that pleased everyone. I was very angry, as you remember, Smelly Pirate, at the ending of the TV series Lost. However, it never, ever, ever crossed my mind to ask them to change the ending for me because I did not like it. That would have never crossed my mind. That's never crossed my mind with any piece of art because that completely violates the integrity of the artists themselves. And that's the end of my rant.
Smelly?
Man, I want to disagree with you so badly.
Go ahead.
No, I don't have it. I don't have a disagreement. For the sake of a good show, I want to disagree with you, but I don't think there's any way to logically disagree with this without looking like a complete idiot.
That's never stopped you before.
Hi-yo.
Hey-yo.
YOLO.
YOLO.
No, I do think that whoever this guy is that filed the complaint with the FCC, that had to have been tongue-in-cheek, right? He was probably like one of the frat daddies that pooed on my dollar. He just trying to be funny.
Well, maybe, but there was a lady who sued the makers of the movie Drive because there wasn't enough driving in it. So I believe this could happen. Do you
think these are people that are just funny people?
No, because they take it seriously enough that they want to get money out of it. The FTC complaint, from everything that I've read, was completely legitimate and was something that was done in earnest. I mean, I don't know if you've read any of the stuff that people have been posting in this retake Mass Effect movement. These people are serious. This is not like...
Now, here's what EA would do if they're smart. Because EA, if you may have seen this, but EA just won, or lost, however you want to put it, the worst company in America award. And that's legit. They beat Bank of America. And it's not just a video game thing. They were voted the worst company.
Well, just a quick thing on that. You guys should really read what...
Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling wrote about that because it's hilarious. Because he's basically pointing out that EA never illegally foreclosed on anyone's house. Which must be worse than any sort of DLC that EA has put out that is supposedly a ripoff, and that it's just kind of ridiculous that they've gotten this award.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny you mentioned the DLC because EA, being the money grabbers that they are, which what company isn't, to be fair, if I were them, I would do one of two things. I would say, hey, BioWare, yeah, you're going to make some money making some DLC of a new ending. Or, hey, BioWare, you're going to make Mass Effect 4. And that's probably one of those two things is going to happen. And I know they're already talking about DLC. They're already talking about filling in the gaps.
Here's the news. Good news, everyone. BioWare Caves offers free download with extended Mass Effect 3 ending. There are tons of articles about it right now on M4G. It says to, quote-unquote, fix the ending changes, clarify endings, all of these different things. And I'm bummed out about it because I really thought, they would just stick to their guns on this. I hate the idea that, because if they do put out a different ending, they're basically admitting that their ending was not an artistic choice. It was just it didn't work. And that they need to give people more things. I think what people really wanted was an ending, like either a very triumphant ending, kind of Return of the Jedi-esque, or they wanted an ending like Final Fantasy VI has, where it parades all the characters out and you kind of get to see their deal. That's not it at all.
I always just assumed it was a Street Fighter 2 ending, and there was like a waterfall and some uppercuts.
Yeah, Shepard uppercuts waterfalls.
Shepard is
awesome.
Hadouking.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I expect from this DLC. It's going to confirm what I've known all along: is that if there's any studio in the world that can really build a kick-A like CG church where all the characters can reunite at the end of a really interesting story, it's BioWare, and I look forward to seeing how they are able to render that.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and
that's really good
topic. We did it. We got the Mass Effect 3 topic in.
Well, I just can't wait till you guys actually play it so I can talk to you about the ending, like from a very specific standpoint.
Well, it's going to take me so long. Even if I had time, I got stuck for over an hour trying to clear that first stupid camp to pick up that stupid diplomat or whoever it was that I had to pick up.
Here's what you need to do, Smelly. Turn the difficulty to narrative or whatever it is.
No, I don't. That makes me feel like a what was my word of the week? It makes me feel like
YOLO.
my word of the week.
No, look, but the thing is we're old and not good at video games, or I'm old and not good at video games. So
I'm not ready to do that, Yoshi.
I'm pretty good at video games. I'm just old and and not patient.
And super busy, too, though. I mean, that's the other aspect.
So were you turning the difficulty down to frickin' 4-year-old DogsDie?
No, I'm not. But when I get in, like, I played last night for literally 10 minutes because I got in and there were a ton of cutscenes, and I'm like, I just want to shoot someone. And so I turned it off and played multiplayer.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I can see that.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to...
But, I mean, if you want to see the story of Mass Effect 3, but you don't want to, like, plow through all these difficult levels, then, like, it's... I don't know. I turned it on for a little while, and it was significantly easier. I mean, it's not really challenging at all, but it's still fun. Like, the gameplay is still fun.
Yeah.
And you don't die constantly. I don't know. Like, I know it's like a manly thing, like a testicular thing that I'm not going to turn down the...
I have 2 testicles.
I know, I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
You know, the average human has 1 ovary.
You're a dork.
Well, moving on to the next topic. It's true. Think about it. So the next topic we have to get to because we've been putting off for so long.
Wait, let me do my topic. It'll take 30 seconds.
Oh, so okay. Sorry.
It's okay. So this is really just a BigRedBarel Boom prediction. This year will go down in gaming history as the year of the douche. And we've already sort of touched on the 2 things that have heralded the arrival of the year of the douche. One being everyone's response to the Mass Effect 3 ending, colossally douchey, and the second being them voting EA worst company of the year. Like, gamers have taken over even what was a consumerist, general, broad, no category thing. They're saying that EA is worse, like you said, worse than Bank of America, worse than, I don't know, Enron is probably still really bad, right, guys?
I don't think they're a thing anymore.
Enron. Don't you hate Enron?
I'm sure there's some oil company that's worse out there.
Don't get me started. But yeah, no, it seems silly and completely douchey that everybody is stinking up so much about all this stuff. And I totally agree with the entitled gamers are... Anyway, and that's all it is. Just watch as the rest of the year, the douchiness of the gamer continues to take over the world. It's going to be embarrassing for all of us.
And look at how EA and BioWare are validating the douches.
Yeah, it's true.
So, just in case you thought that this was going to be an extremely good episode, we'd like to talk about MLB The Show.
Woo!
Exactly. So
YOLO, dog.
YOLO. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to Yoshifett specifically about this Diamond Dynasty mode that has been introduced. And there's actually a non-MLB kind of vein of thought going into this. And there was a big problem with the Diamond Dynasty mode for about 2.5 weeks. And it was not addressed the way that it should have been. So we can kind of spin this topic into other situations like this in gaming. So... here's what Diamond Dynasty mode is. Basically, you create your own team. You can design your own logo, give yourself whatever name you'd like to for your team, and then you're given a pack of cards. And some of them are good players, others are pretty poor players, and you build your roster on these cards. What you can do is you can play games either against other players online or play games against the computer. So if you play a game against the computer, and let's say you play against the Dodgers, if you beat that team, then you unlock their stadium and you're given a sum of money. So now you can play games at Dodger Stadium when you're playing against other players online, and you have a stream of money coming in. You use the money to buy new cards, packs of cards, right? Either Major League Baseball player cards, or they call them Dynasty players. The Dynasty players, the cool thing about that is that they're completely customizable. So if you get a really good pitcher, you can rename him your name, make him look like yourself, give him the number of jersey that you want him to have or whatever. And that's kind of fun. The difference between Dynasty players and getting an actual Major League Baseball player is that the Major League Baseball players are only available for 10 games. And the Dynasty players are available anywhere from 20 to 40 games. Some of them are a little more than 40, but most of them are 30 to 40 games. So you don't want to... And Major League Baseball players, you're not allowed to... you can't up their stats at all. So if you... Like, I got a Clayton Kershaw card, and I was super stoked. Well, he was only available for 10 games, and he's a starting pitcher, so I got 3 starts out of him. And then his card expired, and he was off my team.
DogsDie, these rules seem completely arbitrary.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Like, and also in Major League Baseball players, they won't spontaneously combust, but Dynasty players will occasionally. You have a 1 in 3 chance that your Dynasty player will just burst into flames.
So this is why it's not.
That would be more fun.
This is why it's not arbitrary. Is they want you to customize your own players. So they're giving you these dynasty players, and with the money that you earn while you're playing, you can train and up their level. So you can put money into so that they're a more powerful hitter. You can spend that money on them. You can't do that with a Major League Baseball player. Their stats are their stats.
So wait, is the idea that then the Major League players are like your stand-ins until you get your team completely filled up with dynasty players?
I don't know. It kind of depends how you want to play. They have collections of players that you can get rewarded for if you collect all those Major League players. So basically, I'm buying packs of dynasty players more than Major League Baseball players, but I like buying the Major League Baseball players because there's like the active Cy Young collection. So if you collect it, you get $20 million that you can spend on other players and things like that.
See, this reminds me of the discussion we were having about Mass Effect, where Smelly and I both agreed that the default Shepherd is the only Shepherd. A lot of people got mad at us about that, by the way, Smelly. But that's how I feel. Like, I don't want to play MLB The Show with non-Major League players unless it's my Road to the Show character. Like,
for you, it's like it, and for me too. Before
it breaks
this year,
reality basically in a way that I don't like.
You want it to feel like you are part of the major leagues. That's what you want.
Right?
I
want it to accurately reflect what's happening in the major leagues at this time period. And there's nobody named Josh Radin pitching for the Dodgers, and in Major League.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because one of the best pitchers that I got in one of my packs, his name was randomly generated, and it was Lee.
Awesome.
And I haven't gone in. I could go in and change it, but I don't. And it's funny because when
don't change that.
When he
That's
takes
great.
the mound, you have Matt Vasgersian saying Lee taking the mound today, and it's like, oh my gosh,
that was like
funny.
the former Dolphins coach Cam Cameron, and Cameron was short. Cam was of course short for Cameron, so his name was Cameron. He's the Ravens coordinator now. Doesn't matter. Go on.
That's funny. So here's the way that the seasons work. So each season is actually only 5 games. And during that season, you can unlock achievements, and based on your performance, you're moved up to the next division. Like, it starts at spring season, and then division season, pennant season, and world. No, they don't call them seasons. They call them series.
Everything you're describing here, I just hate. This has nothing to do with Major League Baseball. This is all these weird, like, there's a 5-game season, and you move this tier and that tier. It's like, no, that's not why the show is good. The show is good because it's such an accurate simulation of Major League Baseball. Like, that's why it's so awesome. It's not awesome because these weird, arbitrary, like, as Smelly was saying, arbitrary numbers, and it just, this feels wrong to me.
Now, see, I've put in about 16 games so far into my Diamond Dynasty League. I've probably put in about 10 times more time into this than the Road to the Show mode. I put a lot of time into it comparatively to what I have put into other modes. I really enjoy it. I really do. Here are a couple problems with it. Because all the stuff that you guys are saying, I don't agree with. Having played it, it really is a fun way to customize your team and try to build your own team of your players. And I think it does that well. It's a lot of fun. I didn't know what to name my team, and so I named it Usicles, and it's just retarded.
I have a related question, DogsDie, and
it gets a 10 on the tardigrade.
In an average pack. So you can buy Diamond Dynasty pack, right?
Yeah.
How many clerics are in there?
Yes.
Clerics are. Shut up.
I was expecting such a stronger laugh from Smelly that just felt so bad. That was a joke I've been planning for like 10 minutes.
Oh man!
And it totally didn't work. I hope somebody out there who's listening is laughing at that, because
all of my monologues end in clerics. That's what they ended.
New boom rule.
Now, okay, so here's the two things with this mode that aren't great for me. One is you cannot play offline. It's all online, even against the computer. So you have to have an online connection when you're playing against the computer. Now,
interesting.
And what I don't like about that is that my favorite part of doing the franchise is sometimes I don't have an hour to play a whole game, which is approximately how long it takes to play a full game, 9 innings against the computer. So in franchise mode, you can just save it and come back later. You can't do that in Diamond Dynasty. Since it's online, you can't save a game even if it's against the computer and come back to it later.
More awesomely arbitrary rules.
Yeah. It's a commitment again.
A lot of people. I'm on this this forum that's active. Actually, it's called Operation Sports, and Operation Sports is a nice little sports forum. But everyone's complaining that this mode was kind of hastily thrown together and some things weren't thought out very well. Well, here's the second thing, and this probably don't have time to get into a deeper discussion of other video game companies that have done this, but. What happened was there were games that I played a game against the computer and I won, and it spit it out and said, your game has been placed into the queue. Results will be updated soon, basically, is what it said. That little message came up, and I was like, oh, okay, no problem. So I didn't have my money right away, so that I won. I should have won $4.5 million for beating the Twins or something, and I didn't get it. I was like, whatever. So I played another game, and I got another message. And this is one of those nights that my wife was out. The cats are gone. The dogs will play.
You dogs. YOLO, dog.
What?
YOLO. No YOLO. So I played 3 straight games, and they all said this little queue thing. Well, I get onto Operation Sports, and apparently this whole queue is just a mess. And it's a lie. None of these games get processed. So you put all this time into your team and playing these games, and you don't get any results for it.
You know what, though? I have the solution to all this. We need an online petition called Retake the Show, and let's send it in.
I know you're joking.
No, I'm not, really. We should start petitions. They're awesome.
A lot of people complained, and everyone on their forums, not just Operation Sports, but on the show forums, were complaining about it's been a week since we've been getting this queue message, and we're not getting credit for any of these games. And it was happening with online games and against the computer games. They never, ever, ever responded to it. About 2 weeks after it started happening, it went away. And now all of a sudden the games work again. That sucks.
Well, at least it works now.
Yes, but they never know. Not one moderator on the forums would come out and say, "We know this is an issue. We're working on it." They didn't say anything. They just let us sit there.
Hey, bro, it's a Sony exclusive. What do you expect?
Yeah. Anyway, it was kind of disheartening. Now that it's over, I'm still playing it again. I want you to try the mode because I like it. I think it's fun.
I will because YOLO.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Yoshi, you better play it with socks on, because if you don't, they'll arbitrarily drop your batting percentage by 0.5.
0.5 what? Clerics? What are you talking about?
Man, you guys teaming up on me about clerics, that is the definition of ganked. You ganked me.
I don't
advantage.
I'm the one who blasphemed at the beginning of the episode at your guys' behest. So
yeah, even though it's blasphemed.
Blasphemed.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Blasphemed.
By the way, related question. Somebody asked me. Actually, it was Daryl Watson. If we want to get clear about this,
please.
What does it take for a picture with words to become a meme? Like, how long does it have to be known or whatever? And I had no good response to this.
It has to involve urinating without touching your penis.
What?
That's the only Daryl Watson meme there is in existence.
I don't even know what that means, but I like it. Sorry. I guess, is there no real answer to that question? I guess not. I guess it's just as long as it takes to get into the consciousness. My response was, any funny picture with funny words is a meme to me immediately. I just call it a meme now.
I would say it has to get shared on Facebook at least 2,000 times and on Google Plus at least twice.
Yeah. That's a good metric. One of those will be Fralls.
That's right.
Good times.
He's a grand moff of memes on Google Plus, I heard.
We gotta do our end topics now, our deedle-deek and such.
I have one more topic.
Okay.
Here's my topic. I love pinball, and here's a song that I wrote about loving pinball. Tonight, gonna have myself a real good time in the arcade, and my pockets, I'll turn them inside out, yeah. I'm dropping my quarter into the slot, so don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a Terminator shooting from the hip at the skill shot to bring old Skynet to its knees. I'm a Tyrannosaur ready to devour that silver ball. I'm gonna stampede. I'm pounding on the flippers. My score climbs high, that's why they call me Mr. Extra Ball. No, I'm not talking about my genitals. I'm saying that at pinball I'm much better than you. Don't stop me now, I'm having such a good time. I'm playing pinball. Don't stop me now if you wanna have a good time. Check out my flipper stall, 'cause I'm having a good time. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. I'm a Jedi Knight on my way to Dagobah to see Yoda. I am a captain on the Enterprise. I'm Indiana Jones and Morticia Adams and Bart Simpson. I'm gonna replay. I'm pounding on the flippers. My score climbs high, that's why they call me Mr. Extra Ball. No, I'm not talking about my genitals. I'm saying that at pinball I'm much better than you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me, hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me, have a good time, good time. Don't stop me. Good morrow, Boom Show. I'm Freddie Mercury, and when I'm not busy juggling soccer balls and avoiding dental work, I'm playing pinball. I just want you to know that pinball is fun and something you should play a little bit more. Hip, hip. Whoa, burning on the flippers. My score climbs high, that's why they call me Mr. Extra Ball. No, I'm not talking about my genitals. I'm saying that at pinball I'm much better than you. Don't stop me now, I'm having such a good time. I'm playing pinball. Don't stop me now if you wanna have a good time. Check out my flipper stall, 'cause I'm having a good time. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. La da di da, wow, la da da, hee ha hey ho, he kept me a hand in
Deedle-deek this week. Smelly, is it okay if I do one?
Please.
Great. Right now on GOG.com, you can get Fallout, the original Fallout, released in 1997, for free.
Oh.
So it's it's just a little gamey game.
I want that.
Go there
because I want to know.
Scroller.
I think it's like, isn't it top down?
Yeah, it's more of like a dungeon crawler. It looks like a dungeon crawler.
Oh, I'll play that.
Yeah, it's totally free.
It's on Magog.com.
It's on GOG, GOG.com.
GOG.com.
If it's on Slick Deals. If it's on the front page, if you want the link.
Nope.
So great, awesome.
It's a great deal.
So there's that. There's the Deedle-deek. We also have some shout outs. I have some iTunes shout outs, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Zombie Butterfly.
Everybody be smelly today.
I know we're stealing all your segments and then talking
great.
for long periods of time.
All right, and DogsDie, can you take us out? Sure, no problem. Dirty Dog, do you have iTunes up? Because you can do them.
I don't care. You do that. Do that.
Super. Zombie Butterfly, thank you for your 5-star review. Randy Scad, thank you for your 5-star review. I'm going to read Dirty Dog 22's review. It is titled "Take Me to Pleasure Town," and then he has a little like a script. It says, "Yoshi, I will smash your face into a car windshield and take your mother, Mormon mom, out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again. Dogs, Mormon mom is a saint. Smelly, hey, let's leave the mothers out of this."
I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I love that I got to be Ron in that in this script.
Exactly. I would also like to shout out my homeboy Travis Shawman, listener of the show. I got to meet him for the first time actually this past week. I met him up in Salt Lake, and he's going through some things right now. So, homeboy, thoughts and prayers with you. Yoshi's prayers too.
Yoshi's prayers be with you.
No, don't put my prayers. That's a bad thing, isn't it? That's what I was to understand, that my prayers were bad for the world.
Yeah, we just want to let you know, Travis, that there is room in Yoshi's hellbound Volvo for one more.
There's no. There are no Yoshi prayers coming your way to taint any pure Mormon prayers that might be coming your way.
Also, a very short FU, a segment from myself. I'd like to F my wife's uterus.
Well, I think more accurate would be her cervix, maybe, right?
Yeah, that's not really how it works.
No, well, here's. I just want to F that whole. I want to F that whole region.
No, that still is not how it works. Does your wife bleed to death every time after you have intercourse?
You're doing it wrong.
No, so here's the deal. My boss, the president of our company, called me into his office yesterday and gave me 4 Jazz tickets, which I'm a Lakers fan, but whatever. It was funny because he's like, "Hey, you like the Jazz?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, well, can you go to the game tonight?" And this was at like 4 p.m. And I'm like, "Sure." And the game's at 7. So I take the tickets, and they're 4 tickets together was like $890. I look at where they are. They're 9th row, dead center in the middle of the court, right behind the Jazz. And that's phenomenal seats. And then my wife was having contractions, so we had to go to the hospital.
Jeez.
So I couldn't go. I had to give the tickets away. Anyway, there we go. Shout-outs and FUs are done. Smelly, your turn to do those things.
I guess I'd want to shout out my wife's uterus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've neglected it for so long. What am I doing? Am I taking us out? I thought that was not my job.
No, shout-outs. Anybody any shout-outs you got?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, not really.
Okay. Yoshi, got any shout-outs?
Well, no, because all mine are the same people I've been shouting out for like the last 3 weeks. So I'm gonna.
NM Rain, Mahana.
Yeah. You know the cast and crew. Yeah. So there's no point in continually doing that. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I did promise. This is someone who's been shouted out more than they deserve, but I'll do it again, even though he's a Giants fan. Phil101, here's your shout out, buddy. Thanks for playing some multiplayer Mass Effect and holding down the fort for me when I die every 5 seconds. Thank you.
I love that.
Because that's not an exaggeration at all. I use a Vanguard and just rush right into the middle of the battle, and then I'm down right away.
That's awesome.
It's basically the same strategy I use for every shooter. It never works, and I'm not really sure why I'm unable to adapt. I'm just going to blame it on being old. But, all right. Done talking now. Sorry.
Nice. Well, Yoshi, you want to explain to them what my word meant?
I have no idea what your word means. That's a pretty rare arcane word. Don't know.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's not arcane, if anything.
It's cane.
It's tardigrade. It's cane, yeah. The word tardigrade means slow-paced, moving or stepping slowly. And it comes from the scientific classification of sloths, which is tardigrada.
Oh.
Tardigrada.
Yes, that is the phylum of... I don't know if it's a phylum. It's something of a sloth. So there you go. Tardigrade means you're slow. You're moving rocks, as White Zombie would say.
I haven't thought about that in a while.
That's a good word.
It is.
Are we ready? Are we done?
Yeah, Smelly, take us out.
Oh, me?
You're so shocked that you actually get to do the thing that you normally do.
I am. And this quote from the forums this week, this makes no sense to me. It sounds really gross. So here we go.
Perfect.
Stingo says, the Big Red Barrel boom. I'm getting the impression that MMORPGs just aren't DogsDie's DD's thing. They're good for Mexican things for a while, but not a long-term relationship.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcast, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.